look, you're the champ, but when you're there, you're not looking at who's in front of you. You're already there. You got to worry about the guys who's coming behind you. And you've been in that position. You know what it's like. And we're hungry. I'm hungry to get what you have. And we don't need all these belts. Should be one world champion. I've been doing my thing. I've been beating former world champions. I've earned my shot. And he's been doing his thing. So it's a fantastic fight, and we can do this big fight in a stadium, hopefully in Australia.
Hey, George, it's a pleasure to talk with you. Thanks for your time. And how is everything?
Man, I'm doing well. Pleasure to be on. I'm happy. And I'm world number one. I'm mandatory to the unified champion. And look, I'm back training. I'm back getting ready to, for whatever's next.
Of course, you know about the Mexican market, the Mexican boxing, and after you have a great performance against Lee Selby, everybody's talking about a possible fight against Teófimo. I understand that Teófimo is not from Mexico, but a lot of Mexican people support Teófimo. So it's going to be a great fight.
Yes, 100%. Two young, hungry lions. Obviously, Teófimo has a big Mexican fan base. My style is come forward, good aggressive counter puncher, likes to get in the trenches and fight. So I love the Mexican fighters and I love that style. So it's a fantastic fight. Two young, hungry guys. I've been doing my thing. I've been beating former world champions. I've earned my shot, and he's been doing his thing. So it's a fantastic fight, and we can do this big fight in a stadium, hopefully in Australia.
Wow, it sounds great. I don't know if you heard about, but there is another Mexican now in 135. Isaac Cruz is willing to fight against anybody in the weight division. But of course, Ferocious, you want to go first for Teófimo. But what about a fight after Teófimo against a Mexican like Isaac Cruz?
Yeah, look, we got to see what happens. But our main goal is Teófimo Lopez. We're mandatory to him. We're number one in the world. But look, anybody, I don't mind. I want the best fights possible. The best fighters is what the fans want to see, and I'm all for it. Whoever is the best and the top, we should be fighting each other. I believe that really there should be one world champion. We don't need all these belts. Should be one world champion, and to become the best, you got to beat the best and fight the best. So I'm all for whatever fight comes my way.
Awesome, and totally agree, because that's the philosophy of Mexican boxing. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about 147, even heavyweights. But if you take a look, I believe now 135, talking about the weight division, are on fire.
Yeah, I think 135 is the best division in boxing today.
Yeah.
You got such a good young wave of fighters coming through. I'm only 27 myself.
Yeah.
Lopez, unified champions, 22. Javante's 22, 23. Garcia around the same age. Devin Haney. It's a great division. And like I said, I'm so happy to be in a division. I'm so happy to be in the mix. I'm number one in the IBF. Selby was number one in the WBO, but obviously I beat him, so I should be number one in the WBO as well. This is a great division. It's a fantastic division. And the best should fight the best to become the best. It's great. Who wouldn't want to be in a division like this right now?
Could you please describe the moment that you are living now? 19-0, 10 knockouts. Everybody's talking about you because you are the mandatory against Teófimo. So what is the moment? Could you describe for us the moment that you are living? Of course, talking about boxing, and not only boxing, maybe as a person too.
Look, this is a great moment. I've worked so hard. I've sacrificed so much in my career to get to this position. Look, my last two fights have been two former world champions, and I fought them and beat them in their backyards on enemy territory. I didn't do it in my home. I've gone on the road to beat these guys. So I believe I'm proving and earning my position in the world and on the world scene. Look, it's a great position we're in, and I'm happy the way everything is going. But being number one is great, but I want to become the best. I want world titles, and that's why I don't just rest on what I've done. That's why today I'm training. I'm working hard. But it's a good feeling. I feel great. And away from boxing, obviously I'm happy to be back home. I'm in quarantine at the moment, so with the COVID, we have 2 weeks of quarantine.
Yeah.
Nearly getting finished through that, and I'm happy to go see my family, my 2 kids, who I left 7-8 weeks ago to prepare in Miami. So that's the main things on my mind right now. Is obviously I'm blessed. I'm happy to be in the position I am, but I'm going to continue training and look forward to seeing my family.
Awesome. Now that you are mentioned that the COVID, the quarantine, whatever, it's sad to hear that Luke Campbell is not going to make it against Ryan Garcia, which is a great fighter too, but he don't have any world title. But in your mind, maybe in your thoughts, there is some space for Ryan Garcia too.
Look, Ryan Garcia, he has a big social media. He's very popular, which is fantastic. But when we start looking at facts and boxing, he hasn't been a former world champion. And I've done that 2 times in a row. So I think sometimes the boxing media in the world gets a little bit confused and gets distracted by his social media and his presence. But when we look at records, he hasn't done much at all. But I was looking forward to that fight. I'm sure they're going to fight. I think they'll just postpone it to maybe a month or 2 months later. But look, for us, I'll jump at a fight like that. I would jump at Ryan Garcia. I'd love that fight. But I'm mandatory to Lopez, who's got all the belts. So when you weigh both options up, do you go for the social media? Do you go for the social media champ or the real unified champ? I think we go for the unified champ where I'm mandatory and deserving.
Definitely. Let me ask now for a veteran, Jorge Linares, which is trying to find someone. Of course, I understand. And I deeply understand that you are going for Teófimo. But after, it could be Jorge Linares is a great fighter. He have a great legacy. And of course, like you mentioned, and I agree, 135 are the best.
Yes, look, Linares, he's a veteran of the sport. He's been there for so many years. I used to watch him as a young amateur when I was coming through, watching all these great fighters. I mean, so Linares is a champion fighter. Obviously, he's a veteran of the sport, and like I said, we never know. My main mission is to become a world champion, and obviously Lopez is the mission next. But I'm very confident. I believe I win this fight. I believe I have the style, and what I possess to upset everything and to beat him. He's a great fighter, but I believe I have what it takes. And then we don't know. That could be a definite possible option. Like I said, I want to test myself against the best fighters. I want to test myself against the champions, the former champions, the veterans of the sports that have been there for a long time, and the new wave that's coming through. But Linares, I don't have a bad thing to say about him. He's a warrior. Yeah. And one of the fights that stands out from Linares was the DeMarco fight, even that he lost the fight. I mean, just the way he came out and was looking so great, and obviously things changed. But I mean, that's one of the fights that stands out when I think of Linares. But a good fighter and a man that has made obviously South American boxing. He's put it on a great pedestal and obviously represented Venezuela and Japan as well. Yeah, of course. And he have a little piece of Mexican heart too. Of course, he definitely does. And look, that Mexican warrior, obviously I was born in Australia, but my family, my heritage is Greek. I have the warrior inside me. My family, the bloodlines are from Sparta itself. So, I mean, the warrior, when you have that warrior inside you, like a Mexican warrior or a Greek Spartan warrior, you want to come and fight. You love that action. You love that war mentality. And I mean, so many great Mexican champions have been like that. And I believe I'm like that myself. I agree with you. Let me ask you this, because you mentioned that your dream come true is to fight in your beautiful country, Australia. But both of them, Jason and Andrew Maloney, are fighting here at USA, especially in Vegas, in the bubble of Top Rank. And I mentioned Top Rank and I mentioned Vegas because it could be really easy to make the fight against Teófimo, because Teófimo is working with Top Rank, and Top Rank is bringing people from Australia to fight here at Vegas. So if you had a chance, you are willing to fight here in Vegas too? Yes, look, I'm willing to fight anywhere, but I think it makes most sense. Look, my last 7 fights have been overseas. Yeah. Last year, I fought in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand on the Pacquiao Brown undercard. I finished the year, obviously mid-year, I went to Greece and represented a homecoming fight that I always wanted to do in my career. And then I finished off the year on a massive card where Teófimo won the title when I beat Mickey Bay, former world champ. And then Obviously, I beat Selby in London. So I've been on the road myself. Look, I'm prepared to fight obviously the champions, wherever. But I think it makes most sense with the way Australia is at the moment. We can have big crowds, a stadium fight in front of 40, 50,000 people, if not more, is huge. It's a big fight. And what better way for Teófimo Lopez to make his name on a global stage and come in to fight, the hometown hero, the guy who's the #1 here and obviously rated #1 in the world. So, look, we just we stay positive. I've got a fantastic team and, we're working towards, the best thing. But like I said, I'm ready to fight anytime, anywhere, any place.
Before I go to the questions of Mexican style, Mexican people, whatever, if you had Teófimo in front of you, let's imagine that I'm not Ernesto, I'm Teófimo. What can you tell, or what do you have to say to Teófimo in order to get the fight? We understand that you are the mandatory, but what can you tell to Teófimo?
Well, exactly like I said, you want to make yourself a global star, come to another country. I've been doing it. I've been fighting on the road. Come to another country and test yourself outside your comfort zone. See when you have a young, hungry lion in front of you, a guy that's going to throw punches from round 1, not wait 6, 7 rounds to start throwing shots. Look, you're the champ, but when you're there, you're not looking at who's in front of you. You're already there. You got to worry about the guys who's coming behind you. And you've been in that position. You know what it's like. And we're hungry. I'm hungry to get what you have.
Okay. What can you tell about the things that Lomachenko didn't do it? You know what I mean? And what things are you willing to do in order to beat Teófimo? Because Loma, at least he lived like 6 rounds to go, like doing nothing.
Yeah, 100%. He didn't throw a punch for the first 6 rounds.
Yeah,
it was two defense. I don't know if there was an injury. Obviously, he's had surgery, but I don't want to use that for him as an excuse because that shines away from obviously Lopez's victory. But if you're not going to throw a punch for 6 rounds and be so defensive, how do you expect to win the fight? That's one thing I'm not going to do. I will come to the trenches. I want to fight. Obviously Lee Selby tried to box, tried to run. He's a superior boxer. And I showed a great aspect of my fight game where I can outbox the superior boxer. So my style, I like the Mexican style. I want to come and fight. I want to give, the fans entertainment. I think Lopez wants to do the same. Obviously, We've got such a smart, high IQ of boxing, but deep down, I think both of us just want to stand there and fight. And, that's one thing that Lomachenko didn't want to do. Was he scared? Is he not a natural lightweight? Obviously, I've seen Lomachenko. I've been close to him. He's not a very, very big man. Obviously, Lopez, I've been next to him. We've spoken. We've taken some photos together. We're naturally the same size. So maybe he was just too much fear. Maybe he was outside of the ring too long. There's a lot of factors. But, I think he was worried about the power. One thing, I'm a warrior. I'm a Spartan warrior. And one of the sayings for the Spartan warriors is you come with your shield, you fight with your shield and sword, or you go off on your shield, which means, you come to battle, you come to fight. If they take you out, well, you go out on your shield. You don't retreat. There's never no retreat. There's no surrender, which is on my back, which is tattooed there for life. And that's the philosophy I have. Lomachenko, unfortunately, didn't have that mentality for the first 6, 7 rounds.
Definitely, you agree with me. You are more like Leo Santa Cruz fan than Lomachenko because Leo showed not some balls, a lot of balls, a lot of cojones to stay in there with Gervonta, right?
Yes, look, Leo Santa Cruz is a champion, he's a warrior. And for the first, 5, I think it was around 6, he took him out. For the first 5 rounds. 6. For the first 5 rounds, he gave Gervonta a good fight. And I had him winning a lot of them rounds. He came and fought and landed a lot of good shots. And for the smaller guy, the less power puncher, he wanted to stand there and fight with Davis. And that shows, like you said, a lot of balls, a lot of cojones. So, look, he's a Mexican warrior. And the Mexican warriors want to fight. And it shows, look, you get taken out on your shield. Sometimes you get more respect in losing a fight where you ran and you just want to survive, like Lomachenko. But again, I don't want to take away from Lomachenko what he's done. He's an extraordinary fighter. He's a pound for pound all-time great. He's won so many world titles in so many limited fights. I don't want to take away from what he's done and what he's achieved. But that was not the Lomachenko I know, and he just didn't look right in that fight.
Okay, so let me ask you this. How do you describe Mexican boxing, please?
Fan-friendly. Obviously, I'm known as ferocious Cambosis, but Mexican boxing is ferocious.
Yeah.
You're going to get your money worth. When you pay to watch Mexican boxing and Mexican fighters, you're going to get your money worth. And I think that's the most important thing. I hate when the fans pay money, or obviously in today's world, they're paying for the pay-per-view or they're watching the fight and they don't get their money worth. You want to see action. You want to see blood, sweat, and tears. And that's Mexican boxing. And I love Mexican boxing. I've sparred so many, great Mexican fighters. I was sparring Jose Ramirez and Ray Beltran, who are two Mexican warriors, so for one of my fights. So look, the Mexican boxing is fantastic, and I love it.
Okay, finally, we are this show. The name is "You Cannot Play Boxing," but in español, no puedes jugar boxeo. Could you repeat for me en español? No puedes jugar boxeo.
No puedes jugar boxeo. Era guy.
Yeah, no puedes.
No puedes
jugar boxeo.
Boxeo.
It means you cannot play boxing, right?
Yeah, and definitely you do not play boxing. This game is not a game. I mean, we come to fight. Unfortunately, and the sad thing about boxing is there's been a lot of fighters that have lost their lives in the ring, which this is no joke. And one of the things, I tell my family, obviously my people that are close to me, that I go to that ring to fight, and it's kill or be killed. Unfortunately, that's a business we're in. Yeah, but we pray, and obviously we hope that this doesn't happen, and we hope that it doesn't ever happen again to any fighter. Because aside from boxing, aside of being in the ring and being sports athletes and sportsmen, we have families, we have people that love us. So we want to just get in the fight, do our business. Mm-hmm. We'll take the punishment, but go home and to our family and to our loved ones.
Finally, I'm here in LA. There is a lot of Mexicans. There is a lot of boxing here in LA, but I'm Mexican. What can you tell to the Mexican fans? Because I truly believe, with all my respect, Mexican fans are the best because they pay for boxing. They support boxing sorry for this word, every fucking day.
Yes, look, the Mexican fans, especially in Los Angeles, are amazing. Yeah. I was in LA for a long time. I was with Pacquiao for a long time. And just to see how many Mexican fans and supporters would come out just to see Pacquiao when he was training or when we were running or sparring. Yeah. Obviously, a wild card, they'll close the gates, but there was 200-300, people. And maybe 3/4 were Mexican supporters every day, different people. So you want to get these fans on board. You want them to support you. And they're such passionate fans, and I love the Mexican fans. So hopefully they can support me as much as I love the Mexican the fans, and obviously what they do for the sport of boxing. Without the Mexican fans in the sport of boxing, I don't think boxing would be what it is today.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, George, it's a pleasure to have a conversation with you. You surprised me the way you talk, the way you see the boxing. So thanks again. And if you have your dream come true to fight down there in Australia, I'm gonna be there. I promise to cover everything around the fight that you are waiting for. Teófimo against you.
Yes, it's a pleasure, and look, I'm more than just a fighter, and I think more and more people are starting to realize that and get excited and say, okay, this man is not just the typical yes, no, okay, I want to fight this guy. There's so much more, and I'm a student of the game. I watch so much boxing, the old school boxing, and we talk about warriors. Hispanic fighters. One of my favorite fighters of all time, Roberto Duran, and another warrior, Johnny Tapia, a Mexican warrior.
Mi vida loca.
So these fighters, I try to take bits and pieces and put them into my fight game. But look, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and hopefully we can talk soon.
When you mentioned Johnny Tapia, let me recommend you. It's in YouTube now. The documentary from HBO is Mi Vida Loca. It's the best.
Fantastic documentary. They've done a fantastic job on it, and watching that, you don't have to be a boxing fan to just enjoy watching that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thanks again, George. God bless you.
Pleasure. Thank you. And
Take care, my
viva
man.
Viva all the Mexicans.
Viva México, cabrones.
Okay.
We say
Yes.
Viva México, cabrones. Take care, my man. Take care.
Champions.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Si te gustó nuestro contenido, suscríbete a nuestro canal de YouTube. Y si no te gustó, también. No puedes jugar boxeo.